Hey guys, so today I played the Iron Dragon, which is a custom map. Basically, it's just Der Eisendrache reimagined. It's a pretty good map, and I managed to get round 100 on it. Now, we spawn in basically outside of the castle, just like Der Eisendrache. And it's basically, this map is just kind of a mixture of Origins and Der Eisendrache, which is pretty cool. And the funniest thing is, I had no idea how to play this map, yet my first attempt, I got round 100 and did the Easter egg first try. So, whenever you don't know how to play a map, of course, you just want to build up your points so you can open up most of the map as fast as possible. That way you can learn it. I did search up a couple of guides though, because I just wanted to I did search up a couple guides on how to build the bows and whatnot, and also the shield, of course, just basic stuff. And surprisingly, building the bows on this map isn't even that hard. It's definitely easier than Der Eisendrache. Round 3 though, I stopped using the Mauser because I ran out of ammo in it, so I bought the RK7, which of course is from Black Ops 4, and I use it to build up my points by getting headshots. On round 4, I finally found where the first door was, so then I went over here, I found this orb, and I didn't know what it was at first, but later on I figured out that it was a part of the wolf bow. There's 4 different orbs, one for each elemental bow, and it's used for the Easter egg. I then also find where quick revive is, and then I buy it just to be on the safe side. While I was just spamming E, which is my interact button, don't judge me for that. While I was spamming E, I just randomly came across the first part to the shield, which was lucky. I mean, that's literally how people always do it to find out where all the locations are. They just hold E on every square inch of the map, which sounds boring, but I mean, thank gosh for people that do that, because then we have all the good guides that we have today. And I also find the first dragon head. There's 3 different dragon heads around the map, and you just have to fill them all up with zombies. It's exactly like Der Eisendrache, very easy. Once I finished with my first dragon head, I opened up the bridge here, hit the mystery box, and I managed to get the rampart, which honestly, on BO3, on this map in particular, it's actually really good. I don't know what it was. And somehow on my own, without a guide at all, I managed to find power. It's the exact same place as DE, and it's just a little bit of a different path to find it. I also find a portal which leads you to the fire orb, and that's about it. I just need to find 2 more, and like I said, that's for the Easter egg. As you see right here, I go through the fire portal, grab the fire orb, and then it teleports me back to this specific location. It's always that location though, so that's actually really important information that I learned later on when I was going for the round 100. I also found where Juggernog is. It's just next to the electric cherry on the left side of the castle here at the outer part. And I didn't realize at first, but you can actually purchase all the perks on the map, which I didn't assume at first because, like, it's Der Eisendrache 2.0 basically, so obviously I was assuming that you would only be able to buy 4 perks, but then I figured out you could buy 5, and then I just started to buy all of them. On round 13, a Panzer spawns in, and actually what happens in the later rounds is that about 3 to 4 Panzers will spawn in. But the nice part about these DE Panzers is, yes, they have the same attacks and everything, but they are way weaker, and you can actually kill them with normal guns, and with the storm bow, they die literally in like 2 shots. It's ridiculous, and I love it. Then I made it to this room, and I got a little bit confused. I actually realized that it was putting a code in at the top. I didn't somehow realize that before I was looking at the ceiling. And at first I thought you had to type in 935, which didn't work, and then I was like, okay, 115, and that didn't work as well. But it turns out that's actually for the Ragnaroks, and you have to put in DG4, that I learned later on from a guide, of course. So then I put DG4 into the code, and then opened up the door, and then it's just all the Ragnarok DG4 pieces in here. So it's really easy. It's kind of complex, you know what I mean? Like typing DG4 into a code, that's so hard. No, but for real though, I actually liked how simple the map was. I found it pretty fun. And I also find where the Wrath of Ancients is, and this is where I started all 4 of the bows. I was only planning on trying to get the storm bow and then just going for round 100, but I ended up doing the Easter egg, and it wasn't even that hard. It took me like 2 hours. The actual upgrade quest for the storm bow is really easy. As you see, I shot that bird symbol up there. It drops the broken arrow to the storm arrow, and it's really easy compared to Der Eisendrache storm bow upgrade. All you have to do for Der Eisendrache 2.0 or the Iron Dragon is just shoot the campfires And that's basically like half the quest done. The other half is really easy. You just gotta melee a locker and then put that fuse inside where you found the power room. And that's basically it. It's pretty easy, honestly. I enjoyed it. Oh, and this is also when I realized you could purchase more than 4 perks. I thought it was only 5 perk limit, because some maps do have a 5 perk limit for, like, for example, Town Reimagined or stuff like that. But no, this, you literally can just buy all the wait, what? The fuck? Yeah, you can literally just buy all the perks just like Cold War. Which, I don't know. I do like the 4 perk limit, but I don't know. What do you guys think? I personally like the 4 perk limit because it kind of gives you like that perk variety, whereas like you're like, oh, do I want speed core? Do I want stamina? Double tap? Like, it kind of you have to kind of be wise with the 4 perks you choose. Obviously, you're gonna want Quick Revive and Jug, but the other 2 perks are completely up to you, and you can only choose 2. Whereas with Cold War, there's literally no variety. You just pick up all of them from the Wonder Fizz, and you're good to go for the rest of the game. Okay, once you shoot all the bonfires, which is easy to do, obviously. If I had $1 for every single time I said easy, I'd probably be a millionaire, I'm gonna be honest. But once you melee that locker, it will give you fuse. You put it in this generator, it will open up the gate, and you'll be able to pick up this coil. You put it next to Pack-a-Punch, and then you'll get the upgraded arrow, just like that. I thought it was gonna be a whole different process, kind of like DE, where you have to fill up those urns with the souls. No, it's actually just that easy, and I like it. Once I did get the Stormbow, you already know I kept it with me for basically the entire game until I had to swap it out for the Wrath of Ancients to upgrade the other bows, obviously for the Easter egg. And I don't know what it is. The Stormbow, honestly, on this map, you can notice how bad it is after it's nerfed. It just doesn't feel the same. Better than the Wonderwaff, though? Yes. Darius? Go find. I then build a DG4 at this buildable location just under the church. There's not really a specific location where you have to build a DG4 or the shield. But I will say the shield, you probably want to build it where you upgrade all the bows and fill all the arrows with souls, because that's where the boss fight takes place. And also, I'm pretty sure it's the easiest place to get the shield in case your shield breaks on a high round. As you can see, I build a shield in the area, like I said, where you upgrade all the bows, and just because the boss fight is there, like I said. And now I'm doing the upgrade for the Void Bow. The Void Bow, I'm gonna say it's definitely not the worst wonder weapon in the world. It does kill quite slowly though, so it is pretty bad in that case. But the damage honestly isn't even that bad, and the upgrade quest for it, at least on the Iron Dragon, I know on Der Eisendrache it's probably terrible, but on the Iron Dragon it was actually pretty easy to upgrade. The funniest part, it was all I had to do was look for 6 skulls on the map, and then input the vase's name or whatever, and then that's it. Then you get the fixed arrow for the Void Bow. It's that easy, honestly. This map is great with the upgrade quest. It's really nice and simple. Oh yeah, and this map also has dog rounds, as you would expect, just like Der Eisendrache. And the good thing is that they happen every 4 to 5 rounds instead of every, 7 to 13 rounds. No way, Der Eisendrache is trash with dog rounds. I then get Deadwire in turn as my 2 ATs. I get Deadwire on the L1927, I think it's? And no, M1927. Yes. Except it's from Black Ops 4. It's the Black Ops 4 version, the crap version, which isn't as good. But it's still pretty decent though. And then I Pack-a-Punch the ICR with turn. And a good thing I know how good AATs are now that I've played this game a lot. If I didn't know how good AATs are on BO3, then I probably would not have gotten this round 100. Now the next bow, or the second last bow that I did, was the Fire Bow, which is also really easy. All you gotta do is shoot the fire circles while you're on the launch pad, and it's really easy because you have a lot of time. It kind of slows you down mid-air, so you have enough time to shoot it. And then once you shoot it with the Wrath of the Ancients, then you just gotta kill a bunch of zombies in it, and then that's basically it. Once you shoot all the circles with your Wrath of the Ancients, you fill all it up with souls from the zombies. Then you just gotta come to this campfire next to Speak Coal Room and the Dragon Head. You just gotta shoot it with your Wrath of the Ancients, interact with fire to put it out, and then you just gotta go back up to where Mule Kick is. There will be a big fireball there. You know, like obviously fireballs are common in this area. So then you gotta go up here, interact with it, and then you'll be able to get the fixed arrow for the fire bow, and that's pretty much it. It's a really easy quest. So for the wolf bow, which is the last one that I did, you actually don't get the broken arrow for the wolf bow right away. You actually have to shoot this painting by the window first, and then you have to interact with 3 different paintings in a certain order, and then you'll be able to get the wolf bow broken arrow. So the first painting you have to interact with is kind of in this area, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this area right here. The painting is on the right. I just didn't realize it at first. And then the second painting, you gotta go down to the speed room, and the third painting is just downstairs. Pretty much, they're all next to each other. It's really easy. Then after you finally complete that side quest that the NPC gave you, can finally shoot this wall that has the wolves on it, and you get the broken arrow to the wolf bow. I'm not even kidding. The first step is literally just to shoot the tomb that I was looking at over there, and it drop a skull. That's literally the first step. Then once you get the skull, you just place it to where you put the fixed arrow to upgrade, and then you get the wolf bow for real. And then we'll drop a shovel, and then you just gotta make sure to shove it up. Pause. For this last step, I kid you not, all you're doing is going up to the tombstone that has this glowing effect around it, and then you just pick the fixed arrow. Like, it's simple. I like it, but wow. I mean, when you compare it to something like Treyarch, I mean, like, okay, you gotta go here, 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 then you gotta go up that door, you gotta buy that perk, then you gotta do the free wonder weapon Easter egg for the free ray gun. You gotta say revive me after the ray gun, even though you're not even down. You gotta open up that door again. For some reason it closed on you. You gotta buy all your perks, and you gotta do the free Easter egg for all perkaholics. What am I even? Now, before you move on to the next step, after you get all the bows, you have to do all these side quests for the upgraded bows. It's not that difficult. They take like 5 minutes at most. They're really easy, and then once you do that, you can basically, a ball will spawn. Like all of the orbs will form together to form a big ball. Okay, well, they will form together to make a big, like, kind of multicolored ball. You just shoot the big blue ball. How am I even supposed? You know what? You're just supposed to shoot the ball around the map, and then we'll go back to its original location. And then you get the Vril device. You put it in the area where you upgrade all the bows, and then a keeper will spawn in, just like Der Eisendrache. You just gotta fill them up with a bunch of souls. It doesn't matter what bow you use, at least. I'm assuming with 4 players it probably does, but with single player you just gotta use whatever bow. Obviously I chose a storm bow because it is the best one after all. Once you fill him up with enough souls, he'll turn into an actual keeper, not a ghost, and then he'll go back to his original location. And then what you have to do to start the boss fight is to just put your Ragnaroks, and then you're basically, that's the boss fight. The boss fight is really easy, I gotta say though. Once in the boss fight, you won't be able to leave this area, so that's why I recommended you put the shield in here just in case it breaks. And luckily the keeper actually will never try to attack you. It's just enemies, and all you have to do is use your Ragnaroks a couple times. Then the keepers surrounding the boss keeper will kind of, that purple shield around them will go away. Then you have to shoot them with all 4 elemental bows in whatever color they look like. Let's say it was like light blue, then you would shoot it with the wolf bow. If it was dark blue, it would be the lightning bow. If it was kind of orangish, you would shoot it with the fire bow. And if it was purple, you shoot it with void bow. And then once you do that, then the keeper will weaken, and then you'll be able to shoot him just like the Shadow Man, the disappointing Shadow Man boss fight. And then you shoot him back to his original location, and then you just activate the laser, and that's basically the boss fight. Once you complete the boss fight, you will get 2 extra perks, that being Elemental Pop and that Snail perk. The Snail perk, what it does basically is when zombies get close to you, then they will slow down by a lot. It only works for a couple of seconds, but it is pretty useful when you want to train in tight areas. And then Elemental Pop is kind of obvious. It's from Cold War. It just activates random ATs, but it is quite powerful. But I don't know, though. It kind of, like, glitches out the game when you use it. And then after that, you can claim the Vril device again and then open up this area where you can actually do a Bible ending. Okay, now you're probably wondering, okay, so you said you got round 100. Now let's see it. Okay, so there's no strategies on this map, of course. I don't think anyone's ever tried to go for round 100 on this map yet, other than me right now. So I didn't really know any type of strategy. I felt like spawn was definitely one of the fastest you could do. It was pretty okay spawns. They weren't too fast, not too slow. They were quite easy to control. I will say the death machines are kind of the death machines are kind of bad. Like, it felt like they were doing no damage. I don't know why. I don't know if the snail perk was the reason for that. because they were doing a lot of damage on the 30s when I was using. Now they're just not doing any more damage anymore. I don't know what's going on. But it was still activating ATs with my death machine, which was kind of funny. But I did kind of go all over the place. Like, for the first, I'd say about 60 rounds, I was kind of camping here with the lightning bow, spamming it, and using my ATs. It was really relaxing, to be quite honest. I was just listening to music while this was happening. It was quite easy, I'm going to be honest. But later on, I switched to a different strategy that I kind of did just randomly with ATs, because this was getting way too difficult to hold off, because it is quite a tight area. If for whatever reason the zombies overrun you and you have to start training in this small bridge area, but this is what the snail perk is for. I did end up taking 3 downs after when I was trying to get to round 100. I still got it in the end, thankfully. Now, if your shield was to break and you built it for like the boss fight or whatever, this is actually where the interesting part comes in. So you know how I said when you go to that area where you grab the orb through that portal and then you take your way back, it always teleports you back to like that area before the bridge to the castle. Well, what you can do is kind of just grab the shield, go through the void bow portal, and then you can kind of just teleport yourself back to spawn quite easily. I just kind of found this out myself, to be quite honest, because once again, there's no strategy. I did switch strategies again, like I said, halfway through, because it was getting way too hard to control this with the amount of zombies. One problem that tends to happen a lot on this map, which is unavoidable, is that just the effects, they just kind of disappear, like Sheen or Numa in Chronicles. As you see, I shot my lightning bow, but it did not show up at all, and same thing with the AATs. Also, another problem like with this map, just like DE itself, is that the storm bow creates invisible zombies. So you gotta be careful, you gotta be aware. If you see something, if you kind of see you getting hit randomly, it's probably because there's an invisible zombie that you created, which is annoying. And I went down a couple times because of it, but what can you do? If for whatever reason you still don't believe me that the effects stopped working, then you can just take a look at that max ammo. There's no green glow whatsoever. I don't know what happens. Once again, it's just like Sheen and Numa. The effects just stop working. I don't know really what happens. It is a custom map though, so it is to be expected something like this would happen. And then on round 66, I took my second down. I took a down in round 11. I don't even want to show that. It was me being greedy for a death machine, and then I ended up paying the price, and for some reason tried to do the World at War strat where you prone and crouch. I don't know, that's never working on Black Ops 3. But I got back up pretty easily and just took my time to get all my perks back. So then after that unfortunate down, I know it wasn't even because I died in the strategy, and it was mostly because I got greedy for that death machine, even though I literally knew that death machines wouldn't kill. I think it was probably because I had elemental pop, to be quite honest, but I switched to this strategy next to meal kick, and with the death ray obviously isn't a trap that you can actually use, but this is such an easy area to train in that I just had to do it. It is quite slow, but it is pretty safe, I will be honest, and I only went down like I think 2 more times, and both of them were kind of dumb, I'm gonna be honest. Because one of them was because of invisible zombies, and then another one was just me running into a horde of zombies like an idiot. But this area it's not the fastest again, but it is quite safe if I'm being honest. There's not really much to it. I just spam my ATs and use my lightning bow whenever I want to, and then whenever 3 panzers spawn in, if I get a max ammo, which is almost guaranteed to happen, then you can spam the crap out of your lightning bow. And then you also have dog rounds, of course, that usually happen every 4 to 5 rounds. Round 71, I'm shivering in me timbers. I didn't want to die in round 71 5 times like Mr. TLX of high. Oh, no. Then I actually found another strategy, which it proved to be quite faster, definitely. There was only like 3 spawns, I think. Also, as you notice right there, nothing hit me. That's what I'm talking about. There was an invisible zombie that the storm bow created, which is completely bull, and it does happen in regular Der Eisendrache, which is even better. And because of the invisible zombies that the stormbow was creating, as you see, I got double swiped by literally oxygen, and then I took it down. Gonna be honest, not really much else to talk about, as I just used the same strategy here for the rest of the game. I took 1 extra down, but that's about it. And the way I got another quick revive was just by spamming Wonder Fizz, and I hit round 100 on the Iron Dragon, which is probably the first round 100 on this map, which is cool. So everybody, that was round 100 and the Easter egg on the Iron Dragon. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you next time.